In the before times, I purchased an electric kettle for my office with the intention of providing myself and my coworkers with hot water for tea, which, according to Justin McElroy Power Rankings, one of the top 10 reasons to buy a kettle.
Absolutely.
Is because you want hot water.
Mm-hmm. Well, but it's also a power move to do it for others. Like you're kind
Sharing
of
is
a
caring.
Prometheus at that point.
Sure.
We've been out of the office since March 2020, and we're
Why?
now being asked to pick up our belongings.
What happened? Was there
It's a fumigation thing?
I'm gonna guess somebody ripped a stinky beefer, and then you had to reupholster the place.
COVID-19 is a stinky beaver we
stinky
cannot
beaver.
clear out.
Society's stinky beaver.
What's funny is that somebody ripped a beaver in February 2020, unrelated, and they got out just in time, actually.
I heard that this beaver was made in the lab. No human could have made a beaver like.
And the CEO
I heard the
sent an
beavers being spread on 5G.
the
Every phone.
The CEO of the company is sending emails every week and like, guys, we're all COVID free. It's aces over here. Don't worry about it. But this beaver
We can't
came
get it
back.
out. It's
The beaver
soaked into
came
the
back.
carpet, I think.
We reupholstered the place. Tuesday, it smelled fine. Thursday, the beaver came back.
We think
Sucks.
the beaver is hiding somewhere in the drop ceiling. We've got our best people in there.
So anyway, that happened, and now we're being asked to pick up our belongings so the CEO can sell the space.
Good luck. Smells like fart.
Does this tea kettle still belong to me, and can I take it home? I have a tea kettle at home already. The exact same kettle, actually. Mate, you must have loved the performance of that bad boy.
Yeah,
before-
once you find it, you found it, you know?
Yeah. But I did buy this kettle, and leaving it behind would imply it belongs to the office. I don't want to disappoint any of the people who will work in the new office by taking the kettle, but I don't know if anyone remembers I purchased the kettle to begin with. Is it stealing to take a communal kettle that I purchased? That's from Bubbling in Boston.
I don't think if the CEO's selling the space,
There's no expectation that the kettle would be left behind.
it's not. Yeah,
It doesn't commute the kettle. I think the easiest solution for this is you do raise this up the flagpole to the CEO who lives at the top of the flagpole and say like, hey, I'm not going to make a big deal out of this. This was a gift for my colleagues, but I do want a slice of the profits from the sale
you mean
of
if
the
they
business.
sell the space and the kettle goes with it?
The
If
estate
this-
auction.
Yes, then they should get 5% of the sale.
You could just recreate this communal experience by every time you have a Zoom call, just set out like 12 cups of tea and pour it into it and then hold it up to the camera so people can take drinks of it and everything. That way you're still making tea for everybody. And it won't be weird at all.
We're not having enough fake imaginary tea parties on Zoom.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We could be having so much more fun with this, which are imaginary biscuits.
Hey, we have to get more work done on these Zoom calls, guys. We've been having too many fucking tea parties. Oh, we're
help
going under. Oh, it's so
got-
bad.
Got a lot of thirsty teddies. I feel like this is a non-issue, and maybe it's a very, very expensive kettle, but I also feel like if you have a kettle that is the same kettle already, you don't need two kettles knocking around the house.
But I will also say, as someone who is like cleaned up. So when I worked at the theater, like, and whenever we'd have turnover or whatever, people would always have this like, well, I'll leave this behind and someone else will use it. And it's like, fuck no, take it away because no one else will use it and it's garbage, right? So like, don't leave it there. They're selling the space. So if you don't take it, no one else is going to take it.
I don't want to zoom in though. I think what the person is saying is that they didn't they didn't do a good job of branding the kettle as Greg's kettle.
yes.
Right? They didn't make a big, and honestly, everybody had a lot on their mind. I think when the kettle was first introduced.
Well, this is, they don't clarify when they just say that they bought it. And then, so if this was like March 1st, yes, good point, Justin. It probably got buried underneath some other news.
That's true.
But I would also say, let this be a lesson to others. If you're going to buy a communal tea kettle, what's the point of doing that if you're not using it to raise your profile in the office? To be like, oh, you like that water? Got pretty hot, huh? Pretty quick. That's thanks to this guy.
Don't burn your mouth on my super hot water.
Yeah.
Let go of the material goods. You don't need another kettle.
That's good.
Don't leave it there. Someone else will have to take care of it.
Not someone else will have to take care of it. Like, it just, you don't need, if you get a second kettle, what are you going to do? Upstairs kettle?
No one
You're gonna
is
have to move. We all love the idea of having a second coffee station
Of
in our
course.
home somewhere.
Of
We all
course.
love it, but none of us have. It's like you see people with a bar in their house. Like, what? You got a whole other setup there? You got a bunch of other glasses. You got a
Let's
sink
move this
wash
to
them.
the other room.
Right, exactly. The party continues there. No, it doesn't. You got to carry everything over. It's a
Especially
pain in
when
the
you're
ass.
as old as we are, the party will dissipate in 8 steps. You can't do
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to say, though, Justin. No one's going
Yeah.
to come through this office space, like touring it to see if they want to purchase it, to be like, and does that 10-cup kettle come with the space? Is that
Right.
Is that included? No. Take it the
So
fuck
what?
home and give it to somebody else.
But why? Why?
Why, though?
No.
Because it's your
Why?
responsibility. You brought it into the space, you take it out.
No, incorrect. You gave the gift to the office. It is the CEO's responsibility. They're going to sell this office. They're done with having a physical space for their employees. Fine. But they have to figure out the problem with the tea kettle. You did a generous thing and brought in an office. Honestly, I think not providing a tea kettle to your employees is against OSHA.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah, you've convinced me, actually. This is the CEO's problem. You
It's the CEO's problem, not yours. They're liquidating.
take care of
Like,
the liquid.
what the fuck else are they doing if not
Thank you.
figuring this out? You know what I mean? Like they deliberate all the other shit out, and other people are doing it, and so like give them something to do so they feel like a good day's work. I threw away a tea kettle.